Today we're going to talk about the circle of fifths. We are live on location in my music classroom. My name is Rob Reed, and this is 20-Minute Guitar Player. I'm super excited to announce the launch of my brand new website, 20minuteguitarplayer.com. So you can head over there and get all my videos all in one place. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's do this. In today's lesson, you're going to learn what the circle of fifths is, how to draw the circle of fifths, and why we use or need the circle of fifths. Like, what's the point? So the circle of fifths is to music what the alphabet is to our languages, what the multiplication tables are to math, and what the periodic table of the elements are to chemistry. It's a way of organizing or telling you what notes are sharp and what notes are flat in a particular key. Are you still with me? Don't worry, I'm going to make this super simple. So when drawing the circle of fifths, the very first thing you do is you write down the order of sharps and the order of flats. I have a mnemonic device to help you remember the order of sharps and the order of flats. The order of sharps goes like this: Father Charles goes down and ends battle. So let's write that down over here. And the order of flats is the exact same thing, only backwards. So watch this. Battle ends and down goes Charles's father. So exact same thing backwards. Bingo. So the second thing you have to do is you have to know how the musical alphabet works. And don't worry, super simple. The musical alphabet is only the first 7 letters of our English alphabet. So, like this. So it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then that just keeps repeating over and over and over again. Okay, you with me? And the next thing you do is you draw a big circle, because it's the circle of fifths. So there's my circle. Okay, so now the next thing is you write down sharps go on this side and flats go on that side of the circle. The next step is you put C on the top. So C is the first key on the very top, like 12 o'clock. And then we're going to move around the circle in fifths to fill out the keys on this side. So now you're like, what's he talking about? What's a fifth? Okay, so that's why we have the musical alphabet, so that we can count out fifths. So watch this. So if we're starting on C, what's 5 away from C? And count C as 1, okay? So C, D, E, F, G. So C, D, E, F, G. So G is 5 away from C. So let's put G for the next key. So what's 5 away from G? G, A, B, C, D. Or look over here. G, A, B, C, D. Always count 1 for the key you're starting on. So G, A, B, C, D. So D is 5 away from G. So let's put D down. What's 5 away from D? D, E, F, G, A. A is next. What's 5 away from A? Let's check. A, starting at 1. A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. E is 5 away from A. What's 5 away, or fifth, a fifth away from E? Let's check. 1, starting on E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B is 5 away from E. What's 5 away from B, you ask? B, 1, 2, B, C, D, E, F. F is 5 away from B, but it's actually F sharp. So you just have to memorize that that's going to be F sharp. So just put a sharp in there because sharp's on this side. Okay, what's 5 away from F sharp? Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C is 5 away from F sharp. So it's going to be C sharp. So just make it a sharp. Okay? So that's all the sharp side filled out. Now, the next thing you do is you number each key. So we can go 0, C is 0, then G is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's kind of like a clock, like a messed up clock. And they're moving in fifths, clockwise around the circle, hence the circle of fifths. Now we're going to look at the flat side. So we're going to go, we can keep going down here. So the next one would be C flat. You just have to memorize that. It gets a little dicey down here. You just have to memorize that it's C sharp and C flat. So what's 5 away from C flat, or C? So let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's G. It's G flat. And you just have to memorize it as G flat, because we already have G. It can't be G again down there. It has to be G flat, because we already got a G. What's 5 away from G flat? G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's D. So it would be D flat, because we already have a D. It has to be flat, because we're in the flats. Okay, so what's 5 away from D? D flat. D, E, F, G, A. A flat. A flat. What's 5 away from A flat? A, B, C, D, E flat. Put E flat there. What's 5 away from E flat? Let's check. 1, E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B flat. What's 5 away from B flat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. F. There you have it, folks. All the keys. And if you notice, so we're moving fifths this way, clockwise. If you go counterclockwise, we're actually moving in fourths. So it's also called the circle of fourths. So watch. C, D, E, F. F, G, A, B. B, C, D, E. Those are fourths. Okay? Circle of fifths this way, circle of fourths this way. And we also number, so let's do our numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's kind of like a clock, only like a backwards clock this time. Now let's start adding our sharps and flats into the circle. So C has 0 sharps and flats, right? We know that. So now G has 1 sharp, which is here, F. That's why we did the order of sharps and flats with our mnemonic device. Let's write it down. G has 1 sharp, and it's F sharp. Okay? Now D has 2 sharps. So it would be the first 2, F and C. So F sharp, C sharp. And then A has 3 sharps, F, C, and G. So E has 4 sharps, F, C, G, and D, the first 4. B has 5 sharps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. F, C, G, D, A. B has 6 sharps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And C has all sharps. So F, C, G, D, A, E, B. So let's write out the flats on this side. So F has 1 flat. Here's our order of flats. B flat. So B flat has 2 flats, B and E flats. E flat has 3 flats, B, E, A. And A flat has 4 flats, B, E, A, D. D has 5 flats, B, E, A, D, G. And G flat has 6, B, E, A, D, G, C. And C has all flats, B, E, A, D, G, C, F. They're all flats. So there you have it. Circle of fifths with proper order of sharps and flats in each key. Whew. Okay, we're good. We got it. Not too hard. Super simple, actually, when you think about it. Now you might be thinking and asking me, what is the point of this? Why are we doing this? So it serves as a cheat sheet when you're trying to figure out what notes are sharp and flat in a certain scale or chord or mode. Let me say that again. It's a great cheat sheet. So for example, when we're trying to figure out the notes in the D major scale, we can use the circle of fifths. Let's look at our musical alphabet. And we want to write down the notes of the D major scale. So D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. So we write D to D. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. And then we look over at our circle of fifths to find out what notes are sharp in the key of D. So D has F and C sharp. Let's write down F sharp and C sharp. Great. So now we know the notes of the D major scale and what notes are sharp. Another example is if we want to try to figure out chords. So let's take the D minor chord, for instance. So minor chords are built on 1, flat 3, and 5. So let's write down the 1 for D would be D, 1. The third, 1, 2, 3, would be F sharp. And then the 5 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the A. So we know that the third is flat, so we know F sharp will be flattened down to F. So the formula for the D major chord would be D, F, and A. So those are two examples of how we can use the circle of fifths to figure out the notes for scales or chords. And the circle of fifths really comes in handy when you're doing higher level theory, like when you're trying to figure out modes or more complicated jazz chords. You're always referring back to the circle of fifths to work out the sharps and flats. When I was going to music school, I had a big drawing of the circle of fifths on my dorm room wall, and I'd refer to it all the time when I was doing my homework. And that's the first thing I would write down when I was taking an exam. I'd write out the circle of fifths, so I had it for quick reference when I'm doing all these theory questions. So yeah, there you have it. I hope you're able to understand and follow along. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave a comment below or email me, and we can talk all about this. We can talk all about more applications and so on. So yeah, thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my new website, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.